Did you know the Indiana Pacers have the fourth best record in the NBA since January 1st? It's true, and it's time to get familiar with them. They rank in the top 10 in both offensive and defensive rating in that span. But one huge reason for this has been the play of Tyrese Haliburton. After trying to play through injury to end last season, he's playing like the guy we saw prior, which was an all NBA level guard. I'm going to take a deeper dive into Halliburton's offensive game to show how he's been getting back on track over the last few months. In today's 24/7 news cycle, some people might have forgotten that Halliburton across his first 33 games last season averaged 23.6 points and 12.5 assists a game, while shooting nearly 50% from the floor and 40% from three. Then he injured his hamstring, and after missing some games, his efficiency tailed off as in the remainder of the regular season he averaged 17 points a game while shooting 32% from three. After re aggravating that same hamstring in the postseason and reportedly playing through a back injury, Halliburton got off to a rough start this year, shooting just 38% from the floor and 28% from three. Given today's culture surrounding athletes, some fans resorted to calling him a fluke or a one-year wonder, though in the following 37 games, Halliburton quietly showed improvement as he averaged 19 points a game while shooting 48% from the field and 40% from deep. Now, in the 7 games since the All-Star break, Halliburton has caught fire. He's averaged 24 points and 12 assists while shooting an insane 54.5% from deep and 60% from the floor. On top of that, he's posted a ridiculous 10-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. This stretch is obviously unsustainable, but I don't think his gradual improvement has been a coincidence. Tyrese isn't a guard whose game is based off scoring in the paint, though the ability to drive and get downhill puts pressure on opposing defenses, and he's been more efficient as the season has gone on scoring off drives. Per the NBA's tracking data, Halliburton averaged 4.7 points per game off drives across his first 15 games, 5.2 in the remainder of the games leading up to the All-Star break, and now nearly 6 a night since. This probably has to do with him getting some time to rest over the break, but Halliburton can beat defenses in a variety of ways. Most notably is the pick and roll, where he ranks in the 94th percentile out of the action both as a scorer and when including passes. Halliburton's been particularly effective scoring out of pick and roll since the All-Star break, averaging over 10 points a night. That pace over a full year would put him top 4 in the NBA in scoring out of the action this season on a per-game basis. The tough thing is that he can beat you in a variety of ways here, whether it's floaters, capitalizing on switches, or shooting off the dribble, though he's even more dangerous with how he can create for teammates out of the action. Halliburton here is defended by Christian Brown as Miles Turner goes to set the screen, though once Turner sets it, both his defender Nikola Jokic and Brown are defending the ball. As Andrew Nembhard starts running from the paint out to the top of the key, Jamal Murray's in a bind here. Turner is rolling to the basket, while Jokic is still on the ball, though there's the risk of Murray leaving his man open for a three. Jokic tries to get back to Turner, but Halliburton is thinking a step ahead and throws the nice pass that leads to an easy dunk. Here, just over half court, Halliburton is defended by Buddy Hield as Thomas Bryant is on his way to set a screen. As Halliburton works downhill, the opposing center and Bryant's defender, Quentin Post, is in drop coverage, and Halliburton resets to the top of the key. Though do you notice what happened here? Post is now defending the ball with Hield, and Bryant is cutting to the basket. This has created a potential advantage, but it might not be in the way you'd think. As Halliburton takes a dribble inside the arc, both Warriors' wings rotate from their respective baselines to work towards Bryant, though Tyrese knows if 2 defenders are on him and 2 others rotate towards Bryant, someone's going to be open. Not surprisingly, he manipulates the defense and finds Ben Shepherd, who hits the open 3 in the left corner. On top of that, opponents have to account for how the All NBA guard operating out of pick and roll can lead to baskets even if he isn't directly getting the assist. As Halliburton crosses half court, Pascal Siakam is at the top of the key as Andrew Nembhard sets a screen for him. This may not look like much, but it makes a difference in this possession. Now we have a switch on Siakam, as Tyrese utilizes the screen he sets. As Halliburton turns the corner to get inside the three-point line, Keyshawn George, who is switched onto Nembhard, rotates to defend the ball, though Halliburton responds by throwing a no-look pass to Nembhard in the paint. While this doesn't lead to an immediate shot, notice that once Nembhard has the ball, Halliburton's on the move to the right baseline. Nembhard takes one dribble and fires it to Obi Toppin in the right corner. Now guess who is there to set a screen on George to alter a potential contest? That's right, it's Halliburton, and Toppin responds by knocking down the corner three. The All NBA guard this year has also taken more shots on handoffs, where he ranks in the 85th percentile on a per possession basis, which is a big jump from 61% the year prior. This is another area where he can beat opponents with his blend of shot making and high end facilitating. Here, the Pacers get into their offense quickly, as Tyrese is passing to Miles Turner on the right wing before even crossing half court. It's also important to note that Pascal Siakam is right there to set a screen on Tyrese Maxey, as Haliburton takes off immediately to work towards the ball. Now, with the ball, you have Miles Turner rolling to the rim, who Andre Drummond can't fully commit to, and Maxey getting back to recover. Given Haliburton's passing ability, it's also tough for a defender like Ricky Council, who is around the paint, to completely commit to Turner, as Tyrese is more than capable of passing it out to the perimeter and starting an advantage there. As a result, the All-Star gets a clean look at a floater that he banks in. Here, Benedict Mathurin passes the ball to Miles Turner as Haliburton comes off the screen to receive the handoff. After receiving the ball, Turner sets a screen, but Haliburton doesn't see anything and passes it to Obi Toppin. Toppin then hands it off to Haliburton, and with his shooting range, Desmond Bane now has to rush to close out. Haliburton gets him in the air and gets downhill, though as a result, this leads to Marcus Smart rotating towards the ball and away from Andrew Nembhard in the right corner. This is tough to do with how quickly Haliburton processes the floor as he kicks it out to Nembhard in the corner, who knocks down the open triple. The fifth-year pro has also been used more frequently coming off screens this year, where in a small sample he ranks in the 89th percentile on a per-possession basis, though this can also help him create for others. Benedict Mathurin brings the ball up here and tries to get downhill before eventually handing it off to Haliburton, who looks for a quick shot before handing it right back, though the moment Haliburton hands him the ball, notice he's off and running towards Miles Turner, who is prepared to set a screen on Bradley Beal. As this happens, also take a look at the left wing, where you could see Andrew Nembhard in motion. Haliburton gets the ball with his momentum taking him downhill, and Nembhard is already working towards the paint. As a result, the All-Star guard right away fires the pass in, leading to a wide-open layup. Things have really been clicking for Haliburton for a few months now, though maybe the most important development has been the return of his shot off the dribble. Whether it was the hamstring injury still bothering him, opponents getting him into shots he didn't like, or just a general slump, Tyrese knocked down just 29% of his threes off the dribble after returning from the injury last regular season. So far this year, that number's up to 37%, and the threat he provides shooting off the bounce can open up more looks for himself or others off the dribble. The Pacers are currently the 5th seed in the East, but they do return a core that made a run to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. I'm not saying that's going to happen again, but they have pedigree, and their all-star point guard is much healthier than he was this time last year. The playoffs are where players can really build their reputation, so don't be stunned if we see that from Haliburton this year, as it appears he's certainly been finding his rhythm as the season progresses. If you made it this far, thank you, and if you enjoyed the video, don't hesitate to like and subscribe to stay up to date on my basketball analysis throughout the 2024-25 season.